Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. Sorry it's taking so long to get on. It's been very tiring after Cake International, but I've got loads of thank yous to announce and loads to tell you about Cake International. If you are lucky enough to attend Cake International this year, you'd know how amazing it was. So many more people. When Fran and I turned up on the Thursday to load all the bags into the class and stuff, all the kits, you could tell straight away how much bigger it was going to be from last year. Now, I went back in 2019 and it was crazy then. And then obviously last time it was on, there was still kind of COVID around, so there wasn't as many people. But even the competition tables, they looked like there was 10 times the amount. So we were very excited when we first turned up. And then Saturday was insane. It was a bit like when you're at a concert when you sort of squeezed and dodging people. It was crazy, but there were so many amazing stands there, cake artists, students, just general cake people. It was amazing. I was obviously lucky enough to be asked to teach again this year, so I ran 3 classes, sort of a beginners, intermediate and advanced. Obviously anyone could choose which class they went on to. And all the students were just amazing. So amazing. I love meeting people in person because some of them were my already students online. So I actually got to meet them face to face. So that was lovely. So they all went home with their 4 decorated cupcakes. And the feedback we've had has been very humbling. So I wanted to take this time to thank Ranj from V Cakes by Ranj. She's one of my students and I was very honoured that she'd make the cupcakes for us for this class this year, for my classes. She does totally vegan. Her business is all vegan. The cupcakes were amazing, absolutely amazing. So thank you, Ranj, for that. Really, really appreciate it. They were delicious. I did have one. I don't normally eat cake, but I did have one. They were yummy. Much nicer than my vegan cupcake, so I will be getting the recipe off you. But anyway, we also were lucky to go and see Alba again, Alba Cake Box. As you know, I've got a lovely relationship with them. Their work, their boxes, their whole being is just gorgeous. They're a husband and wife company, and they produce the most gorgeous cupcake boxes. Super strong and perfect for our floral cupcakes because they're really tall. I also wanted to thank Rainbow Dust, Janine from Rainbow Dust, that's who make the Pro Gels. She was lovely enough to donate all of the Pro Gels to all of my students in the classes. So massive thank you to you. They loved them, all took them home. Yeah, you never fail to disappoint. So thank you so much for those. Even though it said on my classes on the sort of itinerary that you'll be taking home your kits, people still didn't realise they will actually be taking home their entire kit. Because all the way through the classes, they're going, where can I buy these tips? Where can I get them? Now, obviously, they're available on my shop. But what they didn't know was, for some reason, they were taking the entire kit home. It works so much better for Fran and I because the clear up, as you can imagine, after each class is epic. And there was no clearing up. Other than wiping the tables down, they took everything home with them. Even the bowls, spatulas, palette knives, everything. So that was definitely a winner and something that I'll carry on doing in the future. I also wanted to say a massive thank you to the doormen and women. I know that sounds ridiculous, but there are people on each door that have to man the doors at the back of Cake International to stop people sort of getting out and stealing stuff, I suppose. Now, one of them was directly behind my class where I was, and she was just lovely. We spoke to her the whole time. We kept nipping out to check she was all right, because obviously they literally have to sit there from 8 o'clock till 6:30. And just man the doors. So every time I had one of my classes finish, obviously I piped for as well. So I'd take them out to them and they'd all eat them. But they were lovely and they don't get enough recognition, I don't think, because that is one boring job. But it was really nice though, because she said Cake International is one of the only ones where they don't have to fight people off or get hit and stuff like that, which I find bizarre. But anyway, they were lush. So thank you to them. The other thing I'm super proud of is, as you'll know, if you came to my demo on the sugaring stand, that's my cake bestie, Angela Henderson. She owns Sugaring UK. I launched my new colours. It was absolutely hilarious because when I turned up, one of my students from Kay's Cakery, Kay, she said, when did this happen? I didn't know about this. And it's like, you're literally at the launch. It was very funny. Everyone thought I was hiding it. I wasn't. I wanted to launch it at Cake International because that seemed the best place. And then I could demo the colours and show people how they work. It was crazy because I was a bit late for my demo. That's not me at all. I'm not normally late for anything. But I was chatting to Box about pricing and business sort of side of stuff. Because like they said, there's not enough spoken about it, about the business side of the cake industry. So we were gassing away, talking. And then Fran suddenly realised it was like 2 minutes to 2 o'clock. So I ran over to the sugaring stand to prepare myself. And there was already people sitting there waiting for me. And then within no time at all, it was sort of 5 deep and we were blocking the aisle and there was people trying to get past in wheelchairs. It was funny. That's not funny. Sorry, I don't mean that's funny. But it was funny because I was totally flustered because I wasn't prepared at all. But no, it went super well and everyone bought the colours. They're all tagging me and stuff. But what I didn't take into account was them obviously immediately tagging me in this, putting it on socials. So now I was bombarded with people saying, where can I get the colours? So the soft launch sort of went crazy. So I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for how popular they'd be. So now we're trying to sort it all out. So the colours all went on the shop yesterday and they're virtually sold out. But there are still some there. That was my first edition. There will be more coming. So I want to tweak some of them because they're not quite right. But overall, I'm super chuffed with them all. Because they're oil-based, they mix with the buttercream so much easier. Because obviously oil, butter, they work better. And you only need the tiniest amount to get a really good colour, which is, for me, what I always aim for. Because you don't want a ton of food colouring in your cupcakes, do you? What I also love about them is they are vegan, they are gluten-free, they are suitable for halal diets, all that sort of thing. They're perfect. And they are titanium dioxide free. So you've got hardly any rubbish in them. Obviously, you could have some level of rubbish. It's food colouring at the end of the day. But I just love them. I'm so proud of them. So I'm in talks with Sugaring now, obviously tweaking the ones that I want tweaked and bringing a couple of other colours in. But they've gone down a storm. So thank you for the response. You certainly kept me busy last night. I think I was sending out 32 parcels I've got to send out today. And they're virtually all sold out. So I hope you enjoy them. Please tag me in your designs. I love to see, because then I can put them on the shop showing people how my students are using them. So please do tag me in your work if you've used my colours. And then I can put, as I say, put them all over my website and obviously credit you. It's not obviously not my work, so I will credit you for that. I also want to apologise to everyone who didn't find me. I had loads of messages saying, where are you? It was manic Saturday. Obviously, I was teaching all day. And we had people hammering on the door, which was really awkward because I wanted to see you all. But obviously the people that were in the classes have paid an awful lot of money to have my attention and teaching. So I couldn't keep nipping out to see you. I can only apologise. It will be very different next year. Hopefully, I'm doing inverted commas, I will have a stand next year. So you can all come and see me as much as you want, where I'll be demoing for most of the time, talking to you all, meeting you, have products to sell. So yeah, fingers crossed it happens for next year. That's my plan anyway. You know what I'm like. I'll put it out there and it'll probably happen. So that is our aim for next year. Another super proud moment was my students winning. Emma from Botanical Cupcakes won gold in the cupcake category, which I was so happy for her. She worked so hard and her cupcakes were beautiful. I'm not surprised she got gold. They're absolutely stunning. I will put a picture up to show you. Yeah, super proud of you, Emma. Well done. And there was also Jane Tucker from Blooming Marvellous Cakes. She was a finalist in the Cake Awards. So happy for her, honestly, so happy. I met Jane years ago when I did a class in Surrey at Victoria's Kitchen. And it was literally years ago. And look where she is now. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, even if you didn't win, doesn't matter. You got to be a finalist in the Cake Awards. It's insane. So proud of you. So that's all the Cake International news. There's something else I wanted to cover was Postage at the moment. If you're not aware, or if you're in another country, Royal Mail, our postage company, are on strike continuously. They either are or they're not. So it's obviously causing havoc with postage. Now, I send your parcels out the next day. If it's in the morning, they get sent that day. If you send your order in the evening, they'll go out the following day. I always post immediately. I am not in control of what Royal Mail do with your parcels. If you're abroad, you need to allow at least 6 weeks. That's what the post office always say. 99% of the time you get them way before that. But a prime example is when Angela from Sugar Inn was sending me my colours, my first test batch. Took 2 weeks to get to me, and she sent them tracked and signed. So she sent me another lot and they both arrived the same day. It's absolutely ludicrous. But this is what's happening with the post. I'm not in control of what happens with Royal Mail. Just to finish off, I also wanted to say a massive thank you to Fran from Rockpool Creative, who obviously came with me to Cake International. She comes every year. As you know, she is the one that's behind the scenes along with Emily and Jenny. She comes every year. Obviously, we're besties, so she comes with me. But just a massive thank you to her, because she's just as tired as I am. We both feel like we've been hit by a bus. And I couldn't do it without her. I need that sort of moral support. As you saw if at the show, the height difference in us is ridiculous. Fran's really super tall and I'm super short, so it looks hilarious. But yeah, thank you very much, Fran. I really appreciate it. So that's a wrap from me today. As I've been doing this, there's more orders coming, so I need to go and do those and get them sent off. But I hope you all have a good day. Yeah, I'll speak to you all tomorrow.